All right, let's talk about AI in the pharmacy world. We're going to cut right through all the hype today. This isn't just about cool new tech. It's a practical guide to help you choose the right tools that will actually make a difference in your pharmacy. Let's get right into it. If you work in a pharmacy, you know this feeling. The phone is ringing off the hook with the same refill requests, a patient is asking for your hours for the third time today, and your team, well, they're buried under a mountain of paperwork. It's this constant juggle, and it pulls your amazing, highly skilled staff away from what they do best, taking care of patients. So, in all that chaos, it's totally natural to ask, should we use AI? But you know what? That's actually the wrong question. The real breakthrough happens when you just shift your perspective a little and ask, where can AI help us most? That one little word change is the absolute key to unlocking real value, instead of just chasing a trend. To answer that where question, we have to start by getting one thing straight. This is not about replacement. It's about partnership. It's about using the right tool for the right job and playing to the unique strengths of both artificial intelligence and, of course, your expert human staff. And when you look at it this way, the division of labor becomes crystal clear. AI is an absolute powerhouse for tasks that are repetitive and just follow a set of rules. It can handle massive amounts of data and give the same perfect answer every single time without ever getting tired. But it can't replicate that human touch, right? The empathy you need for a sensitive conversation, the creativity to solve a really unique patient problem, or that ability to build genuine trust. So, how do you pinpoint those perfect tasks for AI in your own pharmacy? Well, that's where this simple, actionable framework comes into play. You can think of it as your personal toolkit for making smart, strategic decisions about where automation makes the most sense. Let's just walk through these 4 steps together. It's easy. First, we'll look at a task's complexity. Then, we'll analyze how often it happens. After that, we'll measure the potential impact it could have. And finally, we'll think about future growth. It's a really clear path from, this is a pain point, to finding the right solution. So, starting with step 1, complexity. The sweet spot for AI is any task that's repetitive, follows a clear set of rules, and happens a lot. This perfectly describes things like handling standard refill requests or answering those basic questions about pharmacy hours. They're super important jobs, but they don't need deep, creative problem solving. And this brings us right to step 2, volume and frequency. Honestly, this is where you get the biggest bang for your buck. Just think about it for a second. What's the one task your team does over and over and over again every single day? For most pharmacies, it's dealing with those routine phone calls. Targeting your most frequent, time-consuming jobs, that unlocks the biggest wins. And the potential impact here is just staggering. I mean, when you apply smart automation to high-volume tasks like all those refill calls, you can reduce the time it takes to handle them by up to 50%. That's not just a tiny tweak. That's literally cutting the time spent on one of your biggest daily headaches in half. This chart shows you exactly what that 50% looks like. This is step 3, measuring impact. Look at that drop. The time your staff spends on the phone is dramatically reduced, and that frees them up for more critical patient-facing work. So this isn't just an efficiency gain. It's a strategic reallocation of your most valuable resource, your team's expertise. And finally, step 4 is about thinking ahead. It's all about scalability. It's so important to choose a solution that can grow with you. An AI tool that works for you today has to be able to handle double the patients tomorrow without even breaking a sweat. Thinking about this now ensures your investment keeps paying off as your pharmacy grows. Okay, that framework is powerful in theory, right? But what does it actually look like in the real world? Let's take a look at one of the most common and high-impact AI applications for pharmacies today, an intelligent, automated phone system. An AI-powered phone system checks every single box of our framework. It automates those high-volume, repetitive, rule-based tasks we talked about. It can process refill requests, give patients real-time status updates on their prescriptions, and answer all those frequent questions about hours and services, all without a staff member ever having to pick up the phone. Of course, knowing you want an AI phone system is one thing, actually getting it up and running successfully is another. Because, let's be honest, adopting any new technology comes with potential hurdles, and a smart strategy is what turns a great plan into a successful reality. And yeah, there are challenges. You definitely need an AI that understands the specific language of your industry, from medication names to complex dosing instructions. You also need a system that's smart enough to know when to hand a complex or sensitive case over to a real person. That balance is absolutely key. So here's the game plan to clear those hurdles. First, partner up with a technology provider that specializes in pharmacy. They'll already speak your language. Second, don't try to boil the ocean. Start small with a pilot project. And third, you have to constantly monitor how it's performing and make tweaks as you go. So what exactly do I mean by a pilot project? It's really just a small-scale, controlled test. You pick a task that's high impact but low risk, something like routing calls or automating simple refill requests. This lets you prove the value and work out any kinks before you roll it out to everyone. And this brings us to the most important point of all. At the end of the day, AI in your pharmacy isn't just about doing things faster. It's about fundamentally changing what your team has time to do. It's about automating the routine stuff to free up your experts for the interactions that are truly meaningful. So, I'll leave you with this to think about. Imagine all those hours spent on repetitive phone calls are suddenly just given back to your team. What could they achieve with that time? More in-depth consultations, better patient education, a higher level of care? That is the real promise of choosing the right AI for your pharmacy.